Hey guys, my name is Nexus, and this is Warehouse 51. The author and scores for this are being withheld until the end of the video. As per usual, this is a contest mission. So with that in mind, on with the mission. Okay guys, here's normal, hard, and expert. Alright, so as mentioned as usual when you're playing on expert, you can't kill nobody. Don't do it. This is the, Area 51 warehouse that we're looking into. We're very curious because we're a thief, and, curiosity is just kind of what we do. Curiosity killed the thief, as it were. So, we are in this warehouse, and we're going to enjoy ourselves in this warehouse. Exploring all of the interesting artifacts that the government is hiding from us. There's gotta be something here. Suppose not. Alright, Scientist George said something about a key somewhere. Sort of. It's more like he said that after 8 PM he won't be there. It's abandoned. It's a warehouse. It's exciting. What could be in here? Aren't you interested to find out? Haha. Alright. We're in the warehouse. Good and proper. So let's investigate. I see. Wow, an alien ship. Alright, let's steal something from this ship then. Alright.
Speak out, it see something.
Thank you for the metal key. It probably goes to that. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be able to just steal some kind of power coupler or something, and it's an alien artifact. Who wouldn't want to steal that, right? It's every master thief's goal in life is to steal something unique, completely unique, never found before. Hello. Before I do that, actually. Before I, start hitting things. Just gonna go up here, thanks. Gonna check out if there were other rooms I can go in, because, it's a 64 cube contest, so I don't think so. I think it was just this room. Oh, no? Hey, what do you know? The other doors can be opened. I'm not here. Haha, I love doing that. That's not openable. Alright, well. Let's turn that off so I can finally enjoy nothing. I hear that. Don't you think I didn't hear that? I heard that. First I want to open this safe, because you know what, that's important. The loot is more important than whatever crazy noise I just heard. Got it. Oh, spooky. Hello. Alright, so this alien is quite violent, apparently. I don't know why this key opens many things. Just gonna take this, thanks. Alright, well, I'm just gonna steal from your alien ship now. And, you can just hang out here, be an experiment for science. Oh, he's got a little... Oh, that's a little bit creepy looking, though. I don't like that. I'm just gonna leave. Oh, wait, I can get this. Yeah. Alright. Back on track. We're gonna steal something from the alien ship. And, I don't know. just sort of do so. Alright, you can go upstairs. I just like to look under the elevators because, you know, the one time I don't check is the time where it's going to matter. As usual. That's made of metal, so I'll be careful walking up that. That doesn't count. Hello, mousy. Oh. Well, Isn't this a fine pickle? I don't have whatever I need to open that. There's an alien in here. I hear it. Don't think I don't. Alrighty, well let me try... Oh, hey, wait, nope, that's not a thing. I'm just insane. Alright, let's try getting in this then. See if this helps. Oh, this does not help, actually. Well, it's got me somewhere, but not really where I want it to be. Can I get in from the top? No. Not really looking promising here. How do I get into this ship again? I've got a key, but the key doesn't do the thing I need it to do. I need... Oh, I need a thing from the alien? Because the alien has a thing? It's not the crystal shard. That didn't count. No, and neither did that. So I'm just gonna... Yep. Just gonna go up here. Because, you know, that's... Yep. I'm sure it has the thing I need. Alrighty. Let's open this door real quick. Sneakily walk in here, and I've probably... Yep, there it is. That wasn't very smart of me. I can't believe I forgot that. Alright, enjoy being a science experiment. I don't know why you came here, but you're sure gonna regret it. Alrighty. The skinny metal card should hopefully open the door. Oh! Violent. I like it. Ba, ba. Oh, spooky. Oh. He's experimenting on people. Yep, it's Mulder and Scully. Fortunately, they have been captured by the alien. Who I can hopefully knock out, because I really don't want to deal with him, honestly. Oh. Never mind. Thank you. I don't know if it did that in response to me knocking him out. Oh, strangely familiar object. Miss Bando's brooch? Okay. Warren's chisel? Mrs. Nesbit? Yeah, it's the usual. The Horn O' Quintus. Alright, well, let me just go back this way. Well, I don't know what this is, actually. Oh, it's a cryopod, or whatever you want to call it. Some kind of thing. I didn't actually know I could steal those wires. Alright. And I can go up here, too. Ooh, it's a control panel. Oh, it's just a captain's chair. Captain. Beam me up. Alright, ooh, look at all these crystals. Ooh, expensive. Oh, I broke it. I got to open that one, though. I got an alien thingamabob. Alrighty. That's not what I wanted. Yes, I still need to find loot. Alright, Somehow I am missing 300 loot. How? Interesting. How am I missing 300 loot? Does some of this count and I just am unaware of this or something? Oh. Somebody had a ring. That's annoying. I hate rings in this game, really. They're just far too tiny. Stop using them like that. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, well, there's probably some other tiny objects then that are actually part of whatever loot I need to find. I don't really want to spend time doing that, unfortunately. Not because I can't, it's really just because it's a very small mission and I hate when people hide things in places that don't even remotely make sense. Yes, it seems like they're going to be in fiddly locations. So, do I really want to spend, 20 plus minutes trying to find a tiny piece of loot? Possibly a ring in, completely random corner? Yep, that sounds like a great time. You know what, sometimes that is actually a fun time, but very rarely is it the best time. Oh, thank you. I will take all of these moss arrows that I don't even need to use. Just cuz. But there's nothing here. There's nope. Sure don't know where all the loot is. Nope. I mean, I didn't just spontaneously miss it. It wasn't in the safe either. So, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go. I mean, really, realistically. Yeah, realistically, I don't enjoy going on, find the tiny object hunts for, 20 minutes or so. Sometimes it is fun. I like doing that with things where it's, I'm not recording. But when I am recording, it just makes things kind of annoying for you guys to watch because look at that loot goal. Look how tight that loot goal is comparatively. Alright, so I got 745. The author of this mission was KF Gecko, and he received in order Unique 34, Design 7, Gameplay 27, Best 27. So he got second place in the Unique, and he also got second place in Gameplay. Unfortunately, this didn't translate to, a great thing for him, because if he had won first place in one category, he would have actually gotten a better prize. But in this case, he is only second place overall with a 95. So with that in mind, this one does have a review, and we'll get to that in a moment. Alrighty, so the review also made by Anarchic Fox, and he says he got all the loot. He lost count of the number of times he played, though. He says, pros, good humor, visuals, and gameplay. Cons, there's very little gameplay. Rather much of which is taken up by loot hunting. Bottom line, a great tongue-in-cheek mission and a solid thief mission as well. So again, like I said, if I want to spend, 2 hours trying to find tiny things in very large rooms, I would do so, but not on camera, because it just takes too long and is quite boring to watch. Personally, because I'm not that entertaining of a person, as I'm just speaking normally. If I don't have a topic to talk about, I am quiet. So when I loot hunt for things in very tiny, tiny objects in large places, I tend to cut it out because it's just not interesting. Trust me on this. So, anyway, the majority of this review says contains a spoiler for the major surprise of this mission, but not that the title itself isn't the spoiler. Oh my god, aliens. Who knew? So as he says, in other Kung Fu Gecko missions, the gameplay is precisely designed, well-balanced, and generally fun. The problem is there's just too little of it. Most fan mission authors sort of develop a style of mission, and they just keep doing so. So the main issue with this is that the mission is slightly exploration-based to begin with. Contains the lockpicking challenge on the Eye of a Camera. I'm not sure what he means by unique. I've encountered, you're under a camera and do so beforehand. I don't see what's specifically unique about it, so I must have missed the ball on that one. Yeah, and I'm not just thinking of missions that have come out since then. I am thinking prior to this, there were definitely... Well, no, I mean, I honestly don't remember. I played way too many missions. I'm disagreeing with the statement there, but don't have any evidence to back it up, so take it with a grain of salt. Hey, maybe it is the first unique under the watchful eye of a camera lockpick, but I really don't think it was. Alright, so anyway, you get to see the mechanists. You can just take them out with blackjack unless you want a ghost. Ghosting would be kind of difficult here. I mean, you would just use a moss though, and it would probably be fun to get up that one ramp, and that's the only place where you're really worried about getting found. So you loot some stuff, you find some treasure, and the level ends. It's very short, even for a contest mission, he says, and it's so short is annoying to him. And I can agree with that. I think I would have wanted to have seen a little bit more because the warehouse itself takes up a very large portion and is mostly empty space. An unfortunate aspect of the contest is that the missions are very constrained in how large they can be and where people go, and it seems like a major loss of space when a lot of it is just sort of empty, as a warehouse would be. So that's why this differs from the one made by William the Taffer, which was just empty space because things were a little bit off scale. So he mentions, as you probably figured out, the central feature is the spacecraft. He does mention that it's a bit absurd, but you know what? That doesn't really bother me very much. I've seen more absurd things since and before this, actually. But, you know, it is whatever it is. So he says, under his analysis, he doesn't want to give a rating to story because it's such a lighthearted mission, and he feels it unfair to rate it. I disagree with that because I feel like you can still have a story and it be lighthearted and quirky and not really having anything to do with the normal Thief. I don't think the story category should be based on the original mission's story. I think it should have nothing to do with any of that. It should just be based on the story of this mission fits, does not fit, is well written, is not well written, you know, things like that. Things that you can take out of the context of the original missions. I don't necessarily care if it meshes well with the original missions unless they specifically say that it is Garrett the Thief playing. I'm not really like 100% open to the idea of just saying that 100% of the time it is Garrett in every single Thief fan mission unless otherwise stated. So I just figure it's generic Thief unless stated that it's Garrett Master Thief, which in this case I believe it was, so I can understand going that far. But again, I see where he's going with the lighthearted mission, so even though it's Garrett, we're just going to take this with it's just a one-off, you know, it's fun. So he gave the atmosphere a 4, and he said, while I enjoyed the jokes, they aren't quite enough for me to rate the level very highly. I can agree with him on that. The jokes are there, but they're more like references than they are jokes, so it's not really funny. It's just sort of it's a nice little trip, but it's not really like, oh, I laughed so hard I cried type thing. I'm not really sure that would sort of go with the atmosphere unless you were trying to go for, you know, a sort of meme atmosphere. I find that the atmosphere category tends to be very subjective, honestly, because it really does have a lot to do with what atmosphere the author's going for versus what atmosphere it has, and that can be difficult to judge. So he gave the gameplay a 7. He said good patrols, power-ups, loot finding, floor surface design. Level has a small bit of easy puzzle solving and one unique situation at the beginning. There just happens to be very little of said gameplay, and what is there doesn't give much of a challenge. He is correct. It is a very short mission. I finished this in, it says 10 minutes because I spent some time looking around a tiny bit. But yeah, it's a very short mission. You can finish this very quickly. And there just isn't really enough to go off of for contest missions in general, I think. But in terms of what gameplay it did show, it was very well executed, so I agree with his score in this case. So he gives the architecture a 6. He says most of the level looks quite good, with the notable exception of the spacecraft's exterior. I understand where he's going with this, but there really aren't many textures that aren't custom that kind of fit for me. So I can agree the exterior. Actually, to be honest, using that specific texture, the sort of grayish purple metal color, is kind of probably the best thing he could have used, honestly. And then using the blue rock and all that stuff was kind of interesting. But yes, it really doesn't seem like a sleek, you know, futuristic type spaceship that you would normally think of. He does mention that the spatial design inside the spacecraft is extraordinary, with no brushing or texture mistakes, and there's a nice amount of extra detail. The mission doesn't look nearly as good as it could be. even within the contest confines. I kind of agree, disagree. Like that, for me, the architecture just means, okay, so for one, you'll get a 5 if it's you know, well put together. There aren't any issues. There's no like Z fighting textures, things like that. Because that's just, you know, how the mission should be. Is it playable in terms of architecture? Do you get stuck anywhere? Do you get caught on objects? Things like that. But in terms of it being notable, I mean, that's really, when it comes down to it, is going to get being subjective. I understand what he means, and I agree, because I also have this same issue, is every mission starts to look the same after a bit, because they all use the default textures, and they all use, you know, the specific wood texture for the paneling, and they use the specific, so you'll know the kitchen is always this specific texture, and the hallways are always this cobblestone texture, and if you're outside, it's always this texture. So I get where he's going with that. That's why it's good that so many people have gone to custom assets, but at the same time, overuse of custom assets can be kind of annoying at the same time. So he said, reviewers bias plus 0.5 because I did like the humor. Again, I didn't really find much humor in it, it just was a lot of neat references. So it was nice, but not really humorous to me. So in total, he gave this 1 silver hammer, which is a 6 on the 10-point scale. I don't really have a lot to say about that. I mean, I don't think that reviewer bias like that should really count. I think he should have just gone with 0.5 less, because again, I didn't really personally find much humor. So that's his review. I disagree on certain points. I'm fine with his score though. I would have rated it higher myself, but probably in different categories. So overall, what ends up happening here is we have a consistent vote of 6 out of 10 with 36 total votes on the circle. So most people agree with him that the score itself is correct, but they probably have a little bit of differences between the different categories. So with that in mind, I will see you guys next time.